Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 314 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast, presented by Derek Bamford. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
Howdy doody.
Duty and great. If this is the first time you're ever seeing, hearing, or listening to us, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast. We're just about every week, even if there's not a whole lot of news to talk about, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure to like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. If you only listen on audio services, that's cool too. Just give us a 5-star review, thumbs up, or whatever your service allows. If you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, where we have some different tiers there. The most popular is the $5 tier, where you can watch us record the podcast live on YouTube, as we are doing right now, even when we are remote. You also get a bonus episode every month, and you also get to watch the podcast live one day early on YouTube. If you're crazy, like some people we know, for $20, you become a partner, where you can choose the bonus episode topic and record with us if you so choose. Some of our patrons deserve a shout out, just like our patron saints, Derek Bamford and John Tingley, who now has a bar named after him. Guys,
a good cocktail, if I do say so myself.
Yes, guys, you got to get together, figure out what the topic is, figure out if you want to record with us, and we can do it next week, or we'll figure it out when the times work. But thank y'all, you're insane. We love you, our patron saints.
Love you.
Yeah. As well as our affiliates, James Solar. Make sure you check out James Games and More on YouTube. Sarah Solar and Mom. As well as our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, Dustin Downs, and Chris Peralta. Also, make sure you check out PS Rewind on YouTube as well. If you like cool t-shirts and the like, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2player-co-op. Sean. I like the LOL from John. There's not a lot of news to talk about today, so we're probably going to fill a lot of time with other stuff, just like The Last of Us episode 6, spoiler free. Hot damn, what an episode. Pedro Pascal should win an Emmy for this episode alone. Do you agree?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Very in some ways very faithful to the game, in other ways not. Again, regardless of what you think about part 2, I kind of like what they're doing. They're already kind of just setting up for that.
What do you mean? Because
of somebody?
Because of that, or because of something else?
That and just the setting.
Okay, Jackson. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that was her.
The room
that was her 100%. That was
her. And the room with all the lights. I think the same room where they watched the movie and stuff. I mean, that's spot on.
That's the bar. That's what Sony did their E3 2019 with that kind of setup.
Shimmer
Fuel.
Is that the name?
Oh, the Shimmer. Horse. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, God, they're doing awesome. This is a great episode. I love how like some of the dialogue was
word for word.
I mean, almost word for word from the game.
Fucking except for you.
I thought that I love Pedro Pascal.
Mm-hmm.
But I worried, even though I knew he would be good in the role, I worried that I'd be like, well, that's Pedro Pascal. That's not Joel. And it's not that at all. Like, he has become Joel just as much as Bella Ramsey has become Ellie. I think they're both perfect. And you forget how, at least I do, I forget how until after the episode, when they do like the behind the scenes and some like cast interviews and stuff, when you hear Pedro talking and not Joel, you're like, oh yeah, he's doing the Joel. And
he's doing Joel. Yeah. He's like doing the Troy Baker.
Lost in it. Yeah. It's so good. Next one, I'm not worried about it. I think next week will be a little bit of a I don't know. Step back, maybe, depending on how they do it. I don't know.
I think if they do it, but you got to remember in the DLC, the way they did it.
Yeah, are they going to do it the same way where they intersperse?
Yes, I think for sure.
Yeah, I assume so.
The only way, and I don't know how. First off, Riley looks like a giant. I'll just say that. That just, there's something just weird about that, but whatever. I thought Sarah looked weird at first too, and she was just absolutely amazing. But I think they got to intersperse it, and I think it can't be the entire episode because you've got to.
Oh, it's the whole episode.
No, I know, but I think, but I don't think it is. I don't think you can.
But going back and forth.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's got to be a lot of. It's got to be
there's
like,
2 episodes after that.
Right.
We've got the remainder of winter.
Yes.
And then spring.
Yes.
I saw online today the finale is only 46 minutes. Like,
oh my God, no. Are you serious?
Like it should be an hour and a half. But when you think about it, I mean, there's not a whole lot. I mean, the finale is going to be spring. It has to be. But in the game, you get right to it. I don't want to spoil anything if anybody hasn't played the game, but like, I assume the last episode will be spring from the game. And it's like, you're outside, you're inside, everything goes down, end scene. I mean, there's some like epilogue stuff that you got to do, but like, I guess it's okay that it's not going to be that long. Plus, what makes the game, even as long as it is all just action, which the show has a tendency to cut out.
Right.
So it's not like you're fighting your way through that like you do in the game. I'm pretty sure
you're just going to go there and
I don't know. Yeah, I think it. I mean, the more I think about it, I guess they could do it and keep it pretty succinct. I think episode 8 is going to be insane. But yeah, I'm already sad that it's going to be coming to an end here in a few weeks, but I also just can't wait.
Wow. So yeah, I just looked it up. 43 minutes is what it's saying. I hope that's not true. Because I think even the early screeners, because one of the guys I subscribe to on YouTube, hey James, what's up, nerd? He only got to watch through episode. What was this? This was 6. Yeah, this was 6. He only got to watch through episode 5. So this was new to him. Or maybe it was 6. And then that's all he got to see. I can't remember. But so you're saying, so 7's going to be DLC. 8 is going to be Winter and David. David. And then 9's going to be you just cut to the hospital and then everything.
It's just Salt
happens.
Lake City.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I really thought the finale, like the finale, like you, I thought it was going to be an hour and a half. But I mean, they haven't really struck out yet. So, but I thought this episode was good.
I trust him.
It was really good. It was obviously more character building and everything. I loved before they set out on their journey, 3/4 of the way through when it's like, you've got a choice. And she said, yep. Okay. Going, boom, done. It's just perfect. With every episode, she gets more and more like Ellie. Pedro has been Joel from the jump, kind of like you said. I didn't know about Bella Ramsey, but the more I watch her, the more I love her in this role. And she's killing it. I love Gabriel Luna as Tommy is perfect. I'm like, they're doing such a great job with this. And honestly, all jokes aside, I do wonder what that means for part 2 being on the screen. By the way, Abby's face model, did you see this? She's still getting death threats and stuff, almost 3 years later.
I saw that. Yeah.
Like, come on. She didn't. It's a fictional character.
Kevin,
it's a fictional story. Yeah, that's all me. Yeah, I'm saying go kill yourself, face model. How dare you do that to who, which I won't say on here and spoil anything. But like, I don't know. I hate that there's only 3 weeks left, but I almost wish. I think when this is done, I may go back and just binge it in a week and just watch everything again. Like I was saying, I want to kind of do a spoiler cast for a fast episode. Watch. Yeah. But I think my favorite episode was still last week, but this might be number 2 for me.
This one just really got to me. Like, I mean, there's obviously some very emotional parts, but then it was just also so cool, like seeing, I mean, minor spoilers, just seeing Jackson, and you're like, if this happened, if we were living in that world and all of a sudden you got to Jackson, you would just be like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Like, this is, civilization has kind of come back. We've got our own little safe little community, and they watch movies and they celebrate Christmas and all
And
this
I don't
stuff.
ever
And
want to
it's just,
leave.
it
I'll
was
do
so
like
cool.
if you need me to shovel dead bodies and put them in fire or shovel poop or like do whatever, I'll do whatever you
Right.
need me to do.
Whatever
Just
you want me
please
to
let
do.
me stay here. Yeah. Just don't make me kill any animals or dress them or anything. I can't do that, but anything else I'll do. And I did like how they changed another thing that changed from the game, because the game was everything in the dam. This was just, there's the dam and then you keep going. But I really like to just, like you said, just to see life, life finding a way, not to be too on the nose, but like, yeah, I thought it was great. And I almost forgot about it because I was off yesterday. So I had a 3-day weekend. So I thought Sunday was Saturday. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, it's Sunday. Holy crap. The Last of Us, it's like 8:20. I haven't even started yet. Crap.
Well, and then the one before was early because of the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like,
So it'd been a
like
week
it
and a
took
half, basically.
Ever to get to this.
Yeah. But it's so good. I can't wait to see the rest. But all right, that's enough of that. So we got announced today. So again, I'm glad we waited a day, even though I was not glad because of stupid Konami, but we'll get to that here in a minute. Sony announced today, Tuesdays we're recording this, that Thursday State of Play is coming. They have not said how long it is, but it will showcase 5 new PSVR 2 games from partners, is what they said. Some indie reveals and third-party reveals, as well as about 15 minutes of Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. GameStop put it up briefly for May 26th, I think. So it looks like it's not going to get delayed again. But Sean, I know James said, this is not a showcase. This is not a showcase. This is not a showcase. But we're nothing if we're not hype monsters here. So predictions. Sean, you're right. Half-Life Alyx is getting announced, and we're going to see something Metal Gear. Period. Third-party partners, it's happening. This is where it gets revealed. It might be Bluepoint. It might be Virtuous Studios doing 3. It might be whatever. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to let my hype go up to here just so I can be let down. I don't care. We have not had a State of Play in forever. We haven't had a showcase in a year and a half. This and the fact that they went out today and they were like, here's 10 more games coming to PSVR 2 at launch tomorrow, which we'll talk about that here in a second. The fact that they're not just throwing that, they're I think these are going to be, I'm not saying these are going to be 5 AAA blockbuster amazing games, but it's probably going to be, God, let it be Alyx, Beat Saber, even though they've said it's coming to PSVR 2, maybe they'll put a date on it or something. It's going to be some games like that are like, I don't know, that they're more upper tier stuff. But when you think of State of Play coming Thursday, Sean, what's your hype level at? Your predictions, hopes and dreams. I know you said Alyx first, so I give you credit for that, but I do think it's going to get revealed there. What do you think?
I'm somewhat keeping my hype level in check because I still don't really care about Suicide Squad.
Right.
That being said, if you're going to put me on the spot and I got to come up with predictions, I'm going for it. I say Alyx. I say not coming out for a while, but a teaser of some kind of new Astrobot game for VR.
Hell yes, please God,
and because it says indie, why not? Silk Song release date.
Oh my God, that would be interesting because so Hollow Knight, Silk Song seems like it's vacillated between Xbox streams and Nintendo streams, right? I don't know that Silk Song's. It might have been in a Sony stream, but I don't think there's been any like big news about it or anything, right? So that would complete the trifecta, I would say, if they finally put a date on it.
Could be.
John says in the chat, VR nerds talk about Rec Room. I've heard about Rec Room, but it's kind of like a virtual like chat thing, and you play like, I don't know, do you play cornhole or something? Isn't it something like that?
Also,
or darts or something?
Was it Dustin that mentioned the mini golf game?
Yes.
If this is something you can actually do, like if there's multiplayer, if you, me, and John can all be online and we can like see each other and like wave and like whatever and like actually play mini golf, like I'm 100% down for that.
We just got to figure out how to record it when none of us can see the computer.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I mean, you could just. We may just have to stream.
Can you stream VR?
Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think so. I'm pretty sure you can. I don't see.
Yeah, I assume you can. I mean, it's just broadcast stuff. But then we got to make sure all the mics are working. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm excited. But yeah, State of Play coming Thursday. We'll talk all about it next week, as well as our first few days or so with VR. Speaking of VR, Sean and I are both scheduled to get our VR2s tomorrow. So is John.
Hopefully mine's not stranded in middle of nowhere, Tennessee.
I want to know your hype level. Mine is way higher than I thought it would be. Even though Call of the Mountain is just around like upper 70s or an 80 on Metacritic, I think that's fine. It seems like there's a lot of climbing, which people didn't like, but everything else is just freaking amazing. But it's not even just that. It's I gotta download RE8 again. It's that.
See, that's what I was thinking today. I'm like, oh God, I gotta get prepared. I guess I need to download RE8. I don't even remember if I have RE8 physical or if I just have it digital. I don't even remember at this point. I think I have.
That's what I was thinking. I think I've got it.
So digital. I have to reinstall that. So I gotta have all this stuff ready so that when it comes, I can just get right in. My hype level is off my camera. And it's more about like just the experience. I don't care if Call of the Mountain is average. I don't care if RE8 is a game I've already played. I don't care if I've got Kayak, which I don't yet, but I probably will. And all I'm doing is just looking around. Like, it's just, to me, it's just like the experience. My hype level for PSVR is so high, but for any game in particular, or even all the games collectively, I mean, I'm excited for it, but it's none of the games, if they weren't VR, would be anything I really am caring about at all. Like, it's all just like, I'm so ready to get back into VR. I love my VR 1 and I barely had any game. Oh, Moss 2. I'm definitely looking forward
and I got to get Moss 1 also.
So yeah, I can't wait. My hype level's through the roof, which means it probably won't come tomorrow for some reason. If mine doesn't come tomorrow, I'm coming over to your house.
Oh yeah,
but hopefully mine's here tomorrow.
Well, you still might want to come over just to see Gran Turismo. You never ended up buying it, did you?
I think it's still on sale for $40.
Yeah,
but I haven't pulled it. I don't think I did. No, I don't think I pulled the trigger yet. But
I can't wait. I'm so excited. Again, I've only used PSVR when we did Nerd 901 Extra Life, when I was horrible at Super Hot, and then once at your house when I played Astrobot, and I got motion sick. So that's going to be interesting too. The one thing I love,
the first time I played Astrobot, that was the first game I played. I like put it on, and I just remember being like, "Whoa, oh my God, this is so cool!" And then as soon as I like pushed the stick forward to move, all of a sudden I'm like, I thought I was gonna like fall over. It was so like, I mean, I'm sure I'll be fine now. I think like riding a bike, I'm sure. But yeah, that first time just experiencing VR and like moving, but I wasn't moving, but it looked like I was moving. Just, I almost fell over. But yeah.
One of the things I think I will love, although maybe I'm wrong, is thinking of RE8. I love when they put that trailer out. Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
Ethan has arms. It's not just two floating hands like Call of the Mountain and stuff. Like, it's your whole. Bye, Derek.
See you, Derek. That's one thing I'm looking forward to it, but I'm curious to see. So with RE7, I don't know if it was just because I didn't have the Move controllers. I was just using the DualShock
4, yeah.
So you still moved. Basically, you just controlled the game with your controller like you normally would, but you don't need to worry about the right stick. You can just look around. But looking around also aimed. So I could just be like, oh God. Like, I just look at what I want to kill, and then I hit R2, like, now with the sense controllers or whatever, I think you're actually gonna have to like aim like you would with a gun. So I'm
While
curious to
you
see
look
how that
around,
works.
yeah.
But like, yeah, so you're looking around, but you can also, yeah. Have they announced? Maybe this should be a prediction. I can't remember if it's been announced. Have they announced Super Hot? Because I'm getting that for show. I'm getting that for show.
I don't think they have for some reason. I think
I don't think they have either. But like,
yeah,
if that comes out,
that's true. That's going to be
was
one
some
of the
most
5.
fun I've had in VR.
That's going to be one of the 5 for sure. And man, playing that without the screen door effect and everything, like on the VR1, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited. But yeah, this reminds me, I got to go download RE8. I think they said the PSVR 2 patch is available now, and I think it's available for Gran Turismo as well. So I need to just, after we get off here, while the video is saving and stuff, I need to go check all that and make sure we're good for tomorrow. Even though it probably won't come till like 4:00.
As long as I'm going to reinstall it, I got to look online and see if anybody has found any like
any
cheese
yeah.
for getting, I don't even remember what it is, but getting like SS ranks and all of the mercenary things or whatever, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do that unless somebody's found a way to make it easy. But that's all that's standing between me and the platinum in that game. I hate that I'm so close, but I'll probably never get it, but we'll see.
Well, not every game can be Kena Bridge of Spirits. So
this is true.
Oh, what about Dead Space? Well, okay. Have you played anything else other than what you beat?
No. And now I'm like, well, Dead Space,
it's dead.
Probably isn't going to happen. Yeah, it's because I don't know when I'll get back to it. By the time I get back to it, I'll probably be so out of practice that like,
well, I was just wondering because of what Colin said about playing it on impossible, dying, and then just beating it the rest of the way through on hard, and then the trophy popping. But by the time you get to it, they probably would have patched that out if there's a way.
Well, but plus, if I die on impossible, like I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I might as well play through and see what happens. Like I'm gonna be like, no, I quit. So
yeah,
I wouldn't even stick around to the end to figure out if it pops or not. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk more Metroid Prime. So, Sean, you beat it. So, I have not beaten it yet. So, I got to the Phazon Ruins. I've still got to get the grappling beam.
Phazon Mines?
Yeah, that thing.
That's when it gets real.
Okay. Because it's been pretty easy so far.
It gets difficult. I would say save. I mean, I think you're already doing it. Save every single chance you get. The issue is you go a long ways in there without.
That's what I read somewhere.
Save rooms.
Somebody
pirates.
Somebody was saying, don't feel bad about going that save room that's right there when you take down the force field or whatever in that opening area. Then there's a save room. They said you're probably going to backtrack here a lot and save, and that's fine. Like, don't.
I mean, that's up to you. There were times where like I cleared a room full of space pirates, and I'm like, oh god, I can go this way, or I can go that way. I bet one of them's a save room. Let me go this way. That looks like it's just more level.
If you open it up,
let me go see what the other room is.
Yeah.
But then I go back to that room and all the enemies are back. And I'm like, that's why I'm like, I don't know if backtracking really gains you anything. Cause I don't know, other than having the map uncovered, which can be helpful. I don't know that you really gain much. There might be some things that, like force fields you take down or other things you like interact with in a room that you wouldn't have to do again, maybe, but you will probably die. I died 2-3 times, I think, going through. Well, maybe just twice. But it's a long way before you get to a save room. You may want to use a guide just so you know exactly where to go and what to expect and stuff like that. But it definitely difficulty ramps up there for sure. Yeah, I beat it. I was right at like 9.5 hours and 60% of items. I think I was missing. I think I have 100 missiles.
I think I'm at 65, and I think I've got 6 or 7 E-tanks. I forget.
I don't remember how many there are, but I'm pretty sure I got all but 4. It looked like there were 4 empty E-tank E-tank slots. Do you know, like, have you figured out what you're going to have to do in this game? Okay, you don't. I can tell you, or you can just figure it out on your own. But it's not. It's different from Metroid games of the past, where it's just like, hey, now that I've got this, I can finally go through that door and fight the final boss. Like, there's something else you have to do, and I don't know if you've figured it out yet.
Is it collecting those stupid fucking things? God damn it! Then I'm never gonna beat this. I've only found one thing.
So, have you found the room in Talon? Whatever.
Yeah,
Talon
in the overworld. Yeah.
So you can do it that way, or you can just use a guide. I did a combination of that. They tell you basically where they are. Like,
okay,
ooh, in the far reaches of Fendrana Drifts, there lies
I scanned some of the things,
and tower is like bold and a different color. So whatever
red
word is like bold, go to the map, and there will be a room in that area. Like in Fendrana Drifts, there's a place called Control Tower. There's one there. There's another one that says, ooh, and the far edge of Fendrana Drifts, blah, blah, blah. And there's a place called Fendrana's Edge or something like that. So you can look for the names of the rooms.
James says
when
it's
you
so
look
obvious if you just scan the things.
It's very obvious. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not obvious.
Or you can just look up a guide and see exactly where to go. But
my thing is just more that I thought it was just like it was some kind of completionist thing. I thought it was going to be like, and you get 100 more missiles or something stupid.
I found a couple of them on my own. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about these things. And then I was probably around halfway through the game when I stumbled across that room with all the markers, whatever, in the overworld. And I was like, oh God, that's right. You have to find them all. So I thought they were just, like a bonus thing at first. I totally forgot. I mean, I haven't played through this game in
20
years or so, probably. But no, I guess not that long. 16, 17 years, something like that. But yeah, I had totally forgotten about it. It's really not that bad. Just when you get a lot of them, you can't get until you have like some of the final items. So once you get that far, I would just look up where all of them are. And like the last thing you want to do is be near one and then go off to the other end of the map trying to find one and then realize, oh my God, I was just right next to one. And now you have to go back. So like, look at where all of them are.
Yeah.
Come up with kind of a game plan of, how to get to each of them in the most, least time consuming way. It's really not that bad, but yeah, I didn't know if you had figured that out yet.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's fine.
But no, you can't get that far and then just be like, man, I'm not going to beat it.
I know, but it's really, like, I wanted to beat it by today and I haven't. And now VR comes tomorrow. So maybe I'll get to play it a little bit. But I mean, I'm just under 9. I think I'm like at 8 hours, 45 minutes. And I'm, in the phase on mines, whatever. So I don't know how much time I have left, not even counting the treasure hunting for those collectibles. But
I would guess you'll probably finish it around 11,
12. Okay.
If I had to guess. Yeah. So I figured out, because I just got so sick of it and I Googled it last time. I think it was last week. I was talking about how dark everything was. And I finally Googled it and I found some other people talking about it and they're like, try this. And I still don't know what it does, but there was some option in the Switch menu for like display. And it has something to do with, I don't remember, the output or whatever. And
not
it doesn't
the
really
game
matter
options?
so much. No, like the Switch menu.
Okay.
And it sounds like it doesn't really matter so much what they're set to, but they have to be in alignment with your TV. And so I'm like, I don't know, let me try switching it to this. And then the screen like flashed. I'm like, well, let's see if that did anything. And all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, I can see. Everything almost looks a little washed out now, but like, I'm like, that's fine. I take that over just not being able to see my hand in front of my face half the time. So once I got that fixed, it was literally like somebody turned the lights on. It was so much better. Like I texted you, I don't know if we both missed it. Apparently you can jump in morph ball form, which is not new. You can do that in most of the games, but not all. But I feel like usually it's something you have to unlock. So I assumed it was something I would unlock. I would find an item that lets me do it. So I don't know if it was something that unlocked when I got the space jump, maybe that's what lets you do it. And maybe they said, hey, you can also jump as a morph ball now. Or maybe they don't mention it at all. Maybe you could have done it.
I
from the
don't remember
beginning and
seeing
never
it, but
mentioned.
James will let us know here in a second once the stream catches up.
That was so annoying. Once I finally figured it out, I'm like, this could have been brought to my attention yesterday. But that was a huge help. Another thing, Nintendo. So the thing about the morph ball jump, it's one thing that they apparently don't tell you. Maybe they did and we missed it. Shame on us. But why?
It is a shame they don't have a trophy system. Thank you.
Why does B not jump? Why does B jump everywhere else, but then when you're in a morph ball, X jumps? Like, why? It brings you back to Breath of the Wild, where it's like, I don't even remember what it was, but there's something stupid where, like, if you're on land, you hit something to dash, but if you're swimming, you hit something else to go faster. I'm like, why are these not the same things? Why can you not just align? Hey, if I want to go fast, I know what button to hit. I don't need to think, oh, am I in the water? Am I on the land? Why does B jump? But if you're a morph ball, B dashes and X jumps. Like, what are we doing? And then at the end of the game, I still don't really know what I was doing, but there was a lot of times where I was locked onto an enemy and I just wanted to like jump and she would dash.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that they told us about, but sometimes I can jump.
They did. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's maybe if you're moving side to side and you hit B, then she dashes. But I'm like, what if I'm strafing, but I also want to jump? Like, I have to stop and then jump first. Like, just have B jump, whether you're locked onto somebody or not, whether you're in morph ball or not. Why can't B just jump? Why can't X, that doesn't really do anything else? X can dash. X can be your little dodge dash button thing. X can be your morph ball boost thing. Like, I hate the boost why thing. Things have different controls. It drives me nuts. Other than that, it's real. And then the whole thing I said last week about the map. Why in the game, left stick moves me around, right stick rotates. And then I go to the map. Oh, now the right stick is going to move the map around and the left stick is going to rotate it. I don't know why they do these things. It drives me absolutely nuts. Controls aside, a lot of them are just kind of nitpicky, me kind of issues. Controls aside, the game's perfect. I absolutely love it. I forgot how good it was. Yeah, I love it. I don't know that I can give it. I mean, I don't know that I can give it a 10 out of 10, but I give it like a 9.8 out of 10. If they fix some of these stupid, weird control things, 10 out of 10. But
you know what's funny? IGN's original review, they gave it a 9.8. And then when they re-reviewed it now, they gave it a 10 because now it's just 1 through 10. There's no points anymore. I still do the same thing when I go to the map. I'm like, wait, nope. It's the opposite of what I think every time. But my big complaint, my really only complaint with the controls is that when I'm in morph ball, why the hell can I not control the camera?
Yeah, so James said you couldn't jump in the morph ball.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I guess they added that.
Maybe that was in the Wii version. Also, maybe. James said he 100%ed it on GameCube in 10 hours. I know because I'm trying to play this without a guide, and I know James just knows this game front to back. I understand that, but because I'm trying to do a lot of it without a guide, I'm just like wandering sometimes until I figure out where I'm supposed to. I do like the thing. It seems like it's not as heavy handed as what you've said Fusion is like, where they'll be like, okay, now go here, but it'll be like, ooh, incoming scan data. And it'll be like, it's over here. Go over. This is the area. There's gravity stuff going on.
Is that time based? If it's like, okay, this guy clearly doesn't know where he's supposed to be going. Give him the hint. Like, I don't know what triggers that, but they're well appreciated when those do happen. What was I going to say? What were we just talking about?
Morph ball camera, can't control it.
Yeah, that probably.
I get lost. I went to the water area too early before I had the gravity suit, and then I had to backtrack. And trying to backtrack out of that thing when you've got the stupid tentacles, I kept falling every time. And I was like, I'm gonna quit this freaking game.
I fell so many times there, and the little like triangle looking things that open up and they like suck you in.
Yeah, and you got
like, oh my god, I fell 7 or 8 times there, and I'm like,
you try to jump, and as you're jumping, they suck you. Yeah,
I'm like, if I fall again, I quit. And I fell again. I'm like, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit. And I got out of there the next time, but I'm like, oh my god, I never want to go back here. What would be nice because this game is so, it's not even that big, but like just being in 3D compared to 2D, like other Metroid games, there's just a lot. I wish either color the rooms a different color or put a dot like there used to be in like Super Metroid, or an audio cue when you go into a room, something to let us know there's something still in here for you to search for. Like
the Resident Evil
if
maps.
Exactly, yeah. Like it would be nice to know, oh, there's something in here. Okay, I will spend the time
Scanning
look
and
try to find it. But if I just go into a room, I mean, the hundreds, thousands, whatever of rooms in this game, like I'm not going to take the time to just look everywhere and scan everything and shoot everything and hope that maybe I'll find something. Like, I don't know how many missiles you can get if you get everything. I feel like I had plenty, only being at 100. I was, like I said, I missed 4 of the E-tanks. There was some, it got a little dicey a couple times in like the final couple boss fights, but I don't know. It would be nice if they could kind of give you some hints like, hey, look in this room, maybe you'll find something. That would be nice, but yeah.
250 missiles is what you max out at. Holy crap. James also said, funny hearing us complain about the controls if only you played the GameCube version. Yeah,
I did play the GameCube version, and but again, I've forgotten. It's probably, if I tried to go back and play it now, it would just be ridiculous. It sounds like it's how RE4 was, but worse, maybe, where like you can't move and aim at the same time, or it's something like that. Like,
yeah, you have to stop and shoot from what I can't
imagine trying to. Yeah, that boggles my mind. So kudos to Nintendo. Like, for the most part, they nailed this. Like, they made most of all of the improvements I think they should have from the GameCube version. A couple other things I would have liked to see, but yeah, it's a fantastic game.
I love that you can jump in the morph ball. I hate that I didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my only real complaint with the controls is just if I could control the camera because sometimes especially if you go in morph ball and you go under like the metal grating and you got those little beetle things chasing you, and if you can drop a bomb, they'll eat it and die, but otherwise they get you and then they're like, meh. Like I can't tell where they are sometimes, and the camera's just, I'm like,
it would be nice to be able to just control the camera even in morph ball mode.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would change. But yeah, I wrote down here in my notes, water levels still suck. Even once I had the gravity suit, that part where you've got to go up the thing, watch my other effing Let's Plays. I don't want to watch your Let's Plays, James, until I beat it, and then I will watch them. When you go up that slope and you've got the tentacles that you got to shoot and you got to jump, and it's kind of hard to tell where you jump to get to next, but you're also looking for the electrical things, which I didn't realize my first time up. And then I was like, son of a bitch, I got to go all the way back down.
And then you got to go back down. Yeah.
The water levels still suck. All I could think of was Meridia. Was it Meridia in Super? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was like, yep, they still suck. But I will say this. I thought for sure that easily the best Metroid game I had played was Dread, followed by Super Metroid. And I haven't played all of them like you have. This is the first time I played Prime. I've only played Zero Mission a little bit. I haven't played Fusion. I've played one. I've played the Samus Returns remake, which I really liked. But I thought Dread was going to be hard to beat. And I think it's still easily my favorite 2D Metroid. This might be the best Metroid game I've ever played. And like I said, when you go back, when you've seen like on Twitter and stuff, when I'm scrolling through the comparison videos that I've seen, GameCube to this, I'm like, no wonder in my mind, I'm like, if this is what Prime 4 looked like, I'd be perfectly fine with it. This game is just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. It is amazing that this game is, I guess it just, but I mean, you think back to 480i on the GameCube, they couldn't put out all these colors and push this many polygons and stuff. And it's like, even the textures and everything just looks so good. I don't know. This might be my favorite Metroid game now. It's amazing. I knew it would work because of how much everyone loves this game. But in my mind, I was still like, I don't understand how you can translate Metroid into a 3D space and also make it first person, but they do it. And it makes sense.
I think if you didn't have the lock on,
yeah,
it would not, like, that's huge. I mean, you needed it in the GameCube game, but even this one with like, total free aim and stuff, I feel like you need that.
Yeah. So James says in the chat, Sean, what's
Um,
your favorite boss from Prime? And you don't have to, like, I know Ridley's in it. I know I'm going to fight Ridley. At one point, he
Okay.
flew over me. There was a shadow, and I was like, oh, great. I got to fight that jackass, of course.
I would say it's either Ridley. I do like that fight, or like it felt like a Ridley fight. I think it was really good. Or probably the first boss. I don't remember what it's called, but the plant thing. Like you had to shoot the thing so it stops giving. You had to shoot it,
aim
so
the
that
light
kind
at
of,
it,
like, temporarily dies. Then you got to hit the things off so it stops. And then you got to roll. Like that felt like a Metroid boss where it's like you got to use all the things you have available and stuff. I think that one might be my favorite. I don't remember his name, but that first like giant plant boss,
Paraga or something like that.
Yeah.
Parasite Queen. The one I didn't really like, Sean and I were texting about this, was the rock guy in the Fendrana Drifts. Yeah, Flagra. There you go, James.
Flagra. That's it.
That guy, it was a pretty easy boss fight, but it's just like, oh my God. Like, yep, scan. Okay.
Yeah, I never
there's
got
his weak
anywhere near
spot.
dying, but like
I was just like, this is never gonna
it
end.
took forever.
Yeah. But I love this game. I almost wish VR2 didn't come out for a couple more days so I could just beat this. But I mean, after I play VR2, I'm going to go back and I'm going to beat this because this game is just, it's friggin' amazing. I don't want to put it down, but I got to play VR2 when it gets here tomorrow. So it's just amazing. And I haven't played anything else. You haven't either, Sean?
No, I haven't played anything.
It's the calm before the storm. VR2 coming out tomorrow. But yeah, Metroid Prime, it's freaking amazing. Go play it if you haven't already for some reason. Like me, you're an idiot, I guess. But that being said, Sean, it's a slow news week, but do you want to get to the news of the week?
Let's do it.
All right, this comes from IGN. I am so sick of this story. I want it to go away, but there's not a lot to talk about, so let's talk about it. Microsoft announced today, and this comes from IGN, that Microsoft President Brad Smith today confirmed that the company has locked in a 10-year agreement to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo device owners, quote, the same day as Xbox with full feature and content parity, end quote. Smith revealed the deal via Twitter, noting this new agreement is, quote, just part of Microsoft's commitment to bring Xbox games and Activision titles like Call of Duty to more players on more platforms, end quote. Under the contract, Nintendo owners will be able to, quote, experience Call of Duty just as Xbox and PlayStation gamers enjoy Call of Duty, according to Microsoft. Microsoft previously announced a 10-year commitment that had been struck with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo consoles in December. Today, it would appear this is now a signed and binding legal agreement. Call of Duty has not been available on Nintendo since 2013's Call of Duty Ghosts on Wii U. Wow. Microsoft's colossal $69 billion acquisition deal, which it announced in January of 22, has faced mounting resistance in both North America and in Europe. In December, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission revealed it would be seeking to block the deal, citing concerns it would, quote, harm competition in high-performance gaming consoles and subscription services by denying or degrading rivals' access to its popular content, end quote. For its part, Microsoft has reiterated that it has no plans to remove Call of Duty from PlayStation and will continue to ship Call of Duty to PlayStation, quote, as long as there's a PlayStation out there to ship to. Also, Microsoft has come out and said that Sony needs to stop crying and just get to the table and get a deal done. That they don't really have to. It's not their, like I've said before, it's not on them to make your deal go through. But I think the most interesting part of this is the quote about the same day as Xbox with full feature and content parity. I think them saying feature and content is the big thing there, because they're not saying it's going to look like, I don't know, Sean, what do you think the full feature and content parity means in this corporate speak?
I mean, I would say, what do you call it?
Warzone?
What's all this stupid crap with like the lighting that was so big in
Ray
this
tracing.
new gen? Ray tracing. Ray tracing is a feature. You ain't getting ray tracing on Nintendo Switch.
No.
I'm guessing what they mean is any kind of game modes. Like you're not going to get a dumbed down version of these games. they may not look as great, but I mean, they can't look as great. And if they do look as great, then Xbox
Then you're
has
really holding
shot
back
themselves in the foot.
Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm sure 100% of these will be cloud based, whatever Nintendo's calling. Like, you can't. I don't know. I don't really see how. I mean, I haven't played them, but like this last one, Modern Warfare 2.
There's no way.
Could you imagine that running on Switch? Yeah.
No, there's no way. Oh, James, good luck. Final mission of Forbidden West. The final boss is tough. No, and like, obviously I don't make games, so I don't understand. I don't know what's going to go into this. Like, do you have to make a separate game, a separate version of the same game to get it to run on Switch? Or can you just dumb it down and say, we're just going to knock the resolution down to 720 and 30 frames per second and hope that works? Like, I don't know what it means. I think the feature and content is like you said. Yeah. If there's Warzone 3 on Xbox and PlayStation, it'll come to Switch. If the multiplayer maps in Modern Warfare 4 are 10 on Xbox and PlayStation, you're going to get those 10 maps on Switch. I don't know why anybody would play Call of Duty online with Switch, but whatever. And second off, I don't even know what number I'm on. I don't think Microsoft wants to do this. I think they are only doing this if they did not get opposition to the acquisition, the Activision acquisition, this would have never been a thing. If they were not worried about this deal getting shut down, they never would have agreed. Yeah, let's bring it to Switch. Also, how are you signing this agreement when the deal has not even gone through?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's all, if this, then that, and it's only legally binding if it goes through. I get all that, but it's just so weird. It's clearly just PR stuff from Microsoft trying to get this to go through. And honestly, like I've said before, I'm just sick of it. Put the friggin' deal through. Keep it on PlayStation, keep it on Switch, whatever. It's going to be on PC. It's going to be on Xbox. We know all that, blah, blah, blah. Just get it done with. Because again, if this deal doesn't go through, I worry what their retaliation is going to be. What?
So I agree. I think this is all, I mean, I'm sure it's legally binding. It's all legit and all that. But I do feel like, yeah, it's just to Xbox right now, it's almost more of a publicity stunt than a good faith. I'm sure. I mean, it is what it is. But I think, yeah, they're doing it because they kind of have to.
They have to.
The first thing that popped into my mind when I read this, I just pictured that picture from The Office of like young Michael Scott with his long hair shaking hands with Ed Truck and like the weird fate. Like, I'm like, I feel like there's a meme in there somewhere where like Ed Truck is Xbox and Michael Scott is Nintendo. Like, that was the first thing that popped into my head when I read it. I saw that image in my mind. But
or it's like Street Fighter 2 running on Super Nintendo, and then the Street Fighter 2 that came out in like Brazil on the NES or whatever. Like, it's technically they're both Street Fighter 2, but one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't think, I cannot imagine. If you care about Call of Duty and you're a Switch owner, you also have an Xbox or a PlayStation. No one is going. I would love to know whenever this goes through, the
more
first
than
Call of Duty
100,000 copies of any Call of Duty sells on Switch, I would be shocked.
I would never. You couldn't pay me to play that game. All right, night, John. You couldn't pay me to play Call of Duty on Switch. There's no friggin' way. There's just absolutely no way.
Yeah.
And the last item on the news list, Sean. So, like I said, one of the reasons we delayed recording, normally we record on Monday nights, but I was like, you know what, Sean, there's not a lot going on. Let's wait and record until Tuesday night, because overnight it's going to be the anniversary event for Metal Gear Rising. I'll read this from Push Square. The 10th anniversary event for Metal Gear Rising Revengeance came and went overnight. And how do you like some new artwork from the game's creators instead of a PS5 or PS4 remaster? Indeed, Platinum Games has put together a blog post where you can get a look at some new drawings based on the PS3 title, along with a message from director Kenji Saito. Without any mention of a remake, remaster, or even a re-release, the news will be a letdown for many fans. Saito thanks the fan base for supporting the game over the past decade. Quote, 10 years after the game's release, my most recent memory of anything to do with the game is seeing Armstrong and Sam appear in so many memes globally, he said. Yeah, you think? It feels unreal that MGRR is still a topic of conversation a whole decade later. End quote. The director then notes how player counts have increased over the years, calling it truly moving stuff. The blog post then reveals some new artwork from members of the Platinum Games team, including Tomoko Nishi, Kenichiro Yoshimura, and Kana Yamamoto. We've embedded a handful, blah, 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 blah. Hopes and dreams of a remaster for Metal Gear Rising Revengeance likely end at this point, with no mention of a re-release anywhere in Platinum Games blog posts. Raiden's voice actor Quentin Flynn had previously teased, quote, things to be announced in the coming weeks, end quote, but it appears this was all he was alluding to. Unless the Japanese developer has another surprise up its sleeve. That seems unlikely at this point, though, so you'll have to make do with some new artwork. This makes me...
So why does this say Jack Flynn?
I don't know why it said that, but I know his name is Quentin Flynn.
I mean, I agree. Quentin Flynn, yeah. But
the only thing I can think of is that Raiden's real name is Jack, and maybe they just had a brain fart when they were typing it.
Maybe.
You know what this reminded me of, Sean? It's like after Dexter New Blood finished up, last year. It was the new series finale for Dexter, which I liked. A lot of people hated the ending of this as well. I didn't hate as much as them. I thought it was a lot better than the original ending. But anyways, after the final episode aired, one of the creators, and I cannot remember his name now, but he tweeted out, "Hey, got a big announcement about Dexter coming on Tuesday. Can't wait for you guys to see this. We're going to break the internet." Something to that effect. So Rasan and I are texting each other. We're like, we're going to get more Dexter. We're going to get something that, whatever. Maybe it was all a dream and they're going to do another season and blah, 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 blah. Or maybe it'll be a prequel, whatever. Tuesday comes around and the big announcement is the steelbook for the season's DVD Blu-ray release. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you announce anything? Why would you try to get people to look forward to the announcement of a steelbook set? What the hell are we doing? That was this Metal Gear Rising thing. Now, Metal Gear Rising, I've only played the demo. I couldn't figure out the parrying and it just didn't click with me. So I never played it all the way through. But if it came out now, a PS4, a PS5 version, I would play it in a heartbeat. I know it's on Steam, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to play it on PC. I want to play it on my console. It's crazy that this game that has become a living, breathing meme, Nanomachine Sun, everything in this, the sheer ridiculousness of this game. I don't know why you would hype up this anniversary, the 10-year anniversary, and then say, here's 3 or 4 drawings. I don't know, but Konami's going to Konami, but it seems like this was more Platinum than it was Konami. But what do you think of this non-anniversary, Sean?
I mean, par for the course. I think they've been taking lessons from Nintendo with Zelda anniversaries, and does this make you any less certain? You seem pretty certain that we're getting Metal Gear Solid 1 or 3 remake or something. Are you less certain of that now, or are you more certain, equally certain? Does this do anything to diminish your hopes for that happening?
No, I'm just as certain because no one said anything. No one has hyped up anything. Nothing has been discussed at all. It's all just rumors and reports and speculation. They're letting it fester until it's time to actually show something.
Yeah.
If they were hyping up the 30th anniversary of, that would be a long ways away. Metal Gear Solid 3. That'll be 2034. That's 11 years away. Back it up a little bit, Kevin. If they were hyping that up and then all they did was show some drawings when there's been all rumors of remasters and re-releases and stuff, then I'd be pissed. But no, I just think this is stupid. I don't know why. It's like if it's the 25th anniversary of Ocarina of Time and Nintendo's hyping it up to be this huge thing, and there's all these rumors they've been working on a complete, remake. It's going to look even better than the 3DS version. It's going to be the definitive. It's got all those Unreal 5, tech demos of Ocarina of Time. There's all these rumors going around that Nintendo's finally doing it. And they're remaking it. And then they're like, here's a drawing of Link. You'd be like, what the F was this? I'm not saying Rising is Ocarina, obviously, but it's just, I don't know why you would this should have never been announced. It should have just been like, hey, it's the 10th anniversary. Thank you guys for playing the game. Here's some cool artwork. But don't announce this and don't have Quentin Flynn out there being like, stay tuned, wink, wink, emoji. Like, what the hell are we doing?
I mean, no such thing as bad press, right?
Yeah, sure. You work for Konami? Play it on your Xbox. No, James, because my kids stole it. I'll steal it back when Starfield comes out. That's it for the news. Sean, let us get to the wrap up. I don't know if I should even say this, but some news came out this week that originally in God of War Ragnarok. If you want to look it up,
ending. Let's say that.
No, it was going to have a different beginning.
Well, okay, a different story. Yeah.
But then it was going to come back. Did you read what was supposed to happen? If not, I'll tell you offline.
I read like a headline. I didn't read like a whole story, but yeah, I saw what was originally.
I'll tell you offline.
Out there.
But if you want to know, what?
I kind of dig it. I don't know. I think it could.
I don't. I would have been pissed, especially after The Last of Us 2. But yeah, if you want to know what was originally going to happen in the beginning of God of War Ragnarok, if you haven't played it yet, don't look it up. If you have played it, just Google Kratos God of War Ragnarok and what was supposed to happen at the beginning of the game. Ubisoft originally said last week they're going to be going to E3, quote, if it happens, but then they later confirmed that they are the first big publisher to actually sign up for E3 this year. Reed Pop has also said that E3 is still, quote, full speed ahead. Okay. Who else is going to be there? Because Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo aren't. So I don't know. A Destiny 2 cheat seller lost in court and has been ordered to pay over $4 million to Bungie in damages for his aimbot thing or whatever. Wow.
Good.
I hope you made a lot of money from selling this cheat, because $4 million, my God. Just wow. Miyamoto did an interview somewhere. I saw this and it just makes me happy but mad at the same time. One of the quotes that came out of this interview was that Miyamoto said that Nintendo is, quote, always working on Mario, end quote, but there's nothing yet to share. I still cannot believe that it's been almost 6 years since Odyssey came out and we got nothing. We've been hearing about the sequel to Breath of the Wild for 3 years now, I think, at least 2 years, maybe 3. And those games both came out within 5 months of each other. Or no, was it 7? It was March and August or March and October. No, I think Mario was October. So 7 months of each other. Like, I just want more Mario. I know we've gotten, the re-release of New Super Mario Wii U. I get that. We got Mario Maker 2, one of the best games ever made. But I just want another core Mario game. And I so badly just wish it would be some kind of a 2D Mario. But I know those times have come and gone. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Returnal is now the second worst PlayStation PC launch, with its Steam count of concurrent users topping out at less than 7,000. I got to say, this surprises
I'm shocked.
Me.
Yeah, like this game seems like it was made for a PC release. I'm happy it at least reviewed well because it's helping me out. But like, I'm shocked that it's just not being received very well. But
no, I mean, I thought that this game screamed mouse and keyboard. Also running this, and I know the tech specs are really up there. It seems like that's going to happen a lot for PlayStation games on PC, but like if you've got a crazy rig that can run this, just like running this at 4K 120 frames per second would just be absolutely beautiful, Yeah. And then again, playing it with mouse and keyboard, this shocked me, honestly, but oh well. Diablo 4 is getting an open beta on March 24th. Unfortunately for them, that's the same day that Resident Evil 4 comes out. So good luck with that. I do want to play the beta, so I hope I don't know how long it is. I didn't write that down. But if you pre-order the game, you do get early access to the beta on March 17th. I would like to try it out. I keep wanting to like Diablo. I just don't ever like Diablo, but I want to try this out.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, it might be one of those, if the deal goes through and then it's on Game Pass, then I would check it out. But I can't imagine spending 60 or 70 bucks on it.
No.
Lies of P, which I drafted, is now coming. It's now announced it's coming out this August. No official date, but if they're saying August, that makes me confident that it will actually come out this year. So I will get some points for it. The Layers of Fears remake is now just called Layers of Fear without the S after fear, and it is coming out this June. Yay. Did you see this trailer for AEW Fight Forever with Debray and Paige? It looks a lot better than the last time I saw it run. It looks, God, I can't wait.
It looks amazing.
And the games,
I want to know about the creative wrestler and can you download, all that kind of stuff. Because if you can, I'm in. If you can't, I'm probably not. I don't know. Like, I'll probably get it regardless. But
well, and
it
also
would make the difference between it being day one or not for me.
Did you hear about all the issues with why it hasn't come out yet? And the ratings and everything? There was they wanted to get it down to a teen rating so they could sell as many copies as they could, but the ESRB wouldn't go lower than a mature rating because I guess it was just blood and guts, as Vince would say, everywhere. So they've toned that back. There's still some violence, but it's not crazy anymore, I guess. But they were hoping to have it out. To a teen? They've now resolved that issue. They've said, yeah. So whatever content's in there, they can now release it as a T. But I don't know. I just want to play that game. It looks so much fun. There was some controversy this past week over Redfall when it was announced on the website that Redfall's physical edition will not include a disc. It'll just have a code in a box. And I'm like, why do you have a physical edition? And then they said
that's not even a physical edition.
No, that's just an empty box. But now they've said, okay, sorry. We're gonna put a disc in there. Again, I don't know who buys games on Xbox anyways, but it's just weird. Poor physical games. They're just dying. Firaxis has confirmed that the next Sid Meier's Civ game is currently in development. Also, they had some big shakeups at Firaxis, even though they said they left on good terms. Jake Solomon, who is the director for Marvel's Midnight Suns and XCOM, is leaving the studio, as well as the studio head. I didn't write his or her name down, but they're leaving Firaxis. So apparently Midnight Suns did not sell that great, even though commercially it did. Critically it did amazing. Commercially it did not. So they have parted ways. Sega has stated that Sonic Frontiers sales have greatly exceeded their expectations. Cool. I don't know.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, just give me Sonic Mania 2. Saudi Arabia and their blood money has increased their stake in Nintendo to over 7% now. Just something to keep an eye on. Obviously, it's not Nintendo. Nintendo can't stop people from buying stocks, but it's something to just keep an eye on. And remember, they're majority owners now for SNK. But I mean, they've got investments into Sony and other things too, that they've just got so much money. They've got never ending money, but it seems like, I think it was Colin was saying that he thinks they're just trying to diversify because at some point oil is going to dry up, or we're going to get off oil as a world. So they got to diversify. I don't know. They suck. PS Plus extra games were announced for February. This is easily the best month of the new PS Plus ever, I must say. So shout out to Sony.
I hope this is like a turning point and a sign of things to come, maybe.
So in February, if you have the PS Plus extra tier, you get access to Horizon Forbidden West, The Quarry, Outriders, Scarlet Nexus, Resident Evil 7, Borderlands 3, Tekken 7, Ace Combat 7, and then these three for Sean: Oninaki, Lost Fear, and I Am Setsuna. So all three of those, I think you played Setsuna, but I don't know if you played the others, but all three of those are from the Tokyo RPG Factory.
Yeah, isn't Lost Sphere another Chrono Trigger?
All three of them are. Yep.
Oh, all of them are? Okay.
Yep. And then PS Plus Premium gets The Legend of Dragoon, which is supposed to be another amazing RPG. Wild Arms 2, you did try Wild Arms 1, but you just it didn't click, right? I think.
I'm trying to think of what that was.
It was an RPG.
Oh, that was that RPG.
Yeah.
There was something weird about it that.
Yeah.
It didn't click with me from the get-go, but I don't remember why.
Also on Premium, Harvest Moon: Back to Nature and Destroy All Humans, the PS4 version, the remake, the reprobed, whatever it's called, edition. And that's it for this episode of the Two Player Co-op podcast. Sean, one sleep till VR, hopefully.
I hope so.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Check.
Is it still in Louisville, Tennessee? Let me see if mine has moved. I think it moved. When you texted me that,
Yeah,
by the way, I did
I
laugh out. I did actually LOL.
had to.
But yeah, I can't wait. So yeah, we'll be back next week. Full thoughts on PSVR 2. We'll cover the state of play. Hopefully they're both awesome. But until that time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.